Hi, this is Tom Nonamaker with Airmer Corporation. Today I'm going to show you the trade planner I just finished building. It's probably a work in progress, but this will help you plan your trade. So if you go to the tools menu, you don't have to be logged in for this. Now I've got a couple of trade planners here. One is for calendars. This is for the Wayne Clump style from Environmental Trading Edge. The MEICs, the multiple entry iron condors that Tammy Chambliss uses. I just took her spreadsheet, she gave it to me, and then I coded it into an online version of her Excel spreadsheet. But today we're going to talk about this trade planner. I'm calling it the universal one because it can handle lots of different kinds of trades. A few things about this. It's a JavaScript calculator, so JavaScript has to be enabled to use this. And I do use cookies, so that's going to store the information that you've got in here on your web browser on your computer. So if you come back with the same computer, same browser tomorrow, next week, next month, all the numbers that you left with will be reloaded. So that's great if you set your commissions and your precision, then you never have to change it as long as you keep coming back once every 6 months. So if you're trading at Tradier, for instance, and you have zero commissions on equities, and you want to trade spiders down to the penny, you can set that, and then you come back tomorrow, and it's going to be the same. I'm trading at Thinkorswim with SPX, so I'm going to use 5 cents for the price precision, and then I've got 45 cents plus fees, but that totals out to $1.04 per contract. So let's walk through this. So you've got debit and credit spreads. So, and you can just pick up here. So debit spreads typically are going to be a long calendar, long vertical spread, something like that, or buying a butterfly, buying a condor. We're going to have to pay up to get into the trade. Then the credits are obviously the opposite. It'd be like selling an iron condor, selling an iron butterfly, selling a calendar. Not too many people do that, but you could do it. But anything for credit, you would put in, make sure you select that because that'll determine how the prices go. So for a debit, whatever you buy, you want the prices to go up. So that's going to be your profit target. And if you do a credit, you're selling it, so you want the prices to go down to make a profit. So we've got strategy allocation. That's how much capital are you allocating towards this total, to the strategy in total. And if you're doing something with multiple tranches, like we had the road trip trade years ago, Dan Harvey and I would do over 90 days. We'd have 6 trades going on. So one would expire, and then we put another one on to replace it. So we'd do 2 a month, and we'd have, say $30,000 allocated for the trade. Then you would probably put in about 16.7% to do 1/6 of the capital per spread or per trade, versus how much total do you have invested in this strategy. And then the units, think of it as the number of spreads that you're doing, and legs per unit is how many legs you need to use to create that spread. So a 4-legged spread would be something like an iron condor, iron butterfly. A 2-legged would be like a vertical spread or a calendar spread. A 4-legged could also be a double calendar, a double diagonal. But you have to decide how many legs per unit. You could do a combo, hedge combo, which is 3 legs, or a single. You could put all those in here, but it's got to be a number from 1 to 4. And then you put in the entry price, and you can either have it calculate the margin in units. So if you're buying, say, a calendar, then your margin is what you paid for it, or you're buying a vertical spread, your margin is what you paid for it. You can't lose any more than that. So say you're going to buy a calendar, and we're going to pay, say, $5.50 for it. We can calculate what the margin is. So that's going to be 550 times 100, so $550, and it's going to divide that into the margin available for this trade. So we do that, and it says, okay, you've got 17 of those you can do. 17 times 550 is 93.50. So you've got about $650 left over. And you can see it doesn't quite add up to 10,000. You think, okay, well, maybe I could do another one, but you've got $141 in fees for this, when it's probably a 2-legged animal. So let's do that. So you've got $70, and we can calculate again. So there we go. So we got $74 of fees. 74 plus your 990 is going to keep you under 10,000. So it's never going to exceed that, including the fees. So if you set a profit target of 5%, you're going to make $495 profit, and this actually adds enough in to cover your expenses. So this should be at least, and you'll make maybe a little bit more if your fees, say you're $75, maybe make an extra 12 cents on here. But you should make a minimum of this after fees, which would be 4.95% on the total capital. That's what we're looking at. So if you're only trading 50% for this, so you're doing like one every other, um, you're doing like a 2-day one, you're putting them on every day, you're going to do half your capital. Well, now you can see I put too much here, so now I got to recalculate it. So now we've got $37 in fees plus the $49.50. It keeps us under $5,000. So if we do this, we would make 2.48% on our $10,000. So that's what this number is, the return on the capital allocated for the strategy as a whole. And the max loss works the same way. So if you have a 10% loss, then this would be 10% of this. And then it tries to get you out to cover the fee. So it like adds another 5 cents. So it should keep you out without any extra. So if you exit at this price, you should have this for a loss roughly, maybe a little bit less if your fees aren't exactly like $40 maybe. But you would have a 4.95% loss. So one good rule of thumb is to try and keep your losses in any one trade to say 2% of your account. So if you're trading $10,000, maybe you want to reduce this to 25%. And again, we've got too much capital allocated, so we can click on that. Well, now we're down to a 2.2% loss, so maybe let's do 22% and recalculate. So now we're at a 1.65% loss. There we go. So that's a way you can kind of keep your losses under control by allocating a percentage of the capital for the strategy and keep the losses for that amount a reasonable number. You don't want to make it too big because you got to be there tomorrow to trade. Some other things, if you go with a credit spread, you put in the margin. Like say we're doing like selling an iron butterfly for $15, and the margin on it is, I don't know, 8,000, and we're going to allocate 100% to this. We're going to just do like a 0 DTE kind of stuff. We'll calculate the units. So $8,000 trade, $10,000 we've allocated. We can trade 1 unit, and at a $15 entry price with a say a 4% profit target, we put an exit price in at $11.70, and that should cover our expenses, and that will give us about a $320 profit, which is 4% on our $8,000 or 3.2% on the capital allocated for the strategy. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a work in progress, so I may have some changes to it, but overall it's pretty good. Because it's JavaScript, you don't have to keep reloading the page. Just load it once, and you don't have to worry about the servers offline or anything. Just load it and you're good to go. So that's it. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any suggestions, questions, or comments, and I'll be happy to take a look and maybe nudge this forward a little bit and make it better for everyone. So thanks much, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.